thank you for joining me in the clinic today. Now it's your lucky day because I have sourced some new optometric equipment to show you, which I'm sure will help you to relax, unwind and sleep. So I know you've been used to the little prism bar before. This is certainly nothing new to you, but brace yourself because inside this box, this beautiful leather box, are Mr. and Mrs. Prism bar. Just have a little look. It's protected with this red velvet type inlay. And as you can see, we have a vertical prism bar. Horizontal prism bar for checking your eyes with. So first up, we have the horizontal prism bar ranging from 1 diopter all the way to 45 prism diopters. Can hold the prism bar vertically, checking for any horizontal prism readings. This is currently set to base out prism. So we have 1 prism diopter and just going through the motions, climbing up to 25 prism diopters there and further. And we're just going to switch to a base in prism, ranging from 1 diopter of base in to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 base in prism in front of the eye there. So that is the horizontal measuring prism bar. And we can also hold this prism bar vertically for checking vertical prism. We check vertical prism, and again we can just hold it in front of one eye, and this ranges from 1 prism diopter all the way to 25. This is currently base down prism, and if a patient requires some base down, we can rotate the vertical bar and we can check how much prism is required to eliminate any double vision or to help relax the eyes and provide some much needed comfort if there happens to be a binocular vision issue. Binocular vision. Binocular vision. So those are the 2 new prism bars. Very smooth. Very, very smooth. Okay, and your next latest piece of new equipment is a special 20 diopter double aspheric lens housed in this wooden case. The hinges there. And inside, housed in the circular cutout, is our 20 diopter lens. There is your 20 diopter lens. Wooden protection. And smooth coatings upper and lower. And this is a lens you will be seeing in another creation soon, but this is a 20 diopter lens which we use with the head mounted binocular viewing device for observing the retina and the structures such as the optic nerve, the macula, and the external parts of the retina. So that is the new piece of equipment for your enjoyment, which I will be using on you at a later date. And I also located some ultraviolet light blocking visors for ultimate UV protection, which are the sun's harmful rays. And the harmful rays can lead to things such as skin, eyelid cancers, increase in progression of your cataract, and quite possibly could lead to macular issues. So these visors have a brown tint. They provide upper protection from light coming in from that part. We have side protection, and they're obviously very wide and very high, as to provide ultimate ultraviolet blocking capabilities. The visors. And the next piece of new equipment is this lens thickness measuring device. Lens thickness measuring device. So we have some teeth there for placing the lens between, and once the object is between the teeth, we can observe the thickness reading using the scale here, in millimeters, in 0.2 increments as well. So that is the lens measuring device. And we just so have a spectacle lens here, which we're going to measure the central thickness of. Place the lens between the teeth, and we can observe the reading there. So this particular central thickness reading of the lens is 3.4 millimeters. 3.4 millimeters. Just observing the scale there. This lens. And this particular lens is a varifocal lens with the patient's prescription blended from distance, intermediate and near at the bottom. So the lens will correct vision at all distances, all being well for the patient. So that's a varifocal lens there. And looking at the reflection of light on the surface of the lens, it has a slight green hue, which indicates that this lens has an anti-reflection coating as to reduce glare for the patient. Just listening to the sound. This is a plastic lens, likely CR39 or Columbia resin, which most lenses are made from. You can hear the plastic sound, which is slightly more dull in my opinion compared to a glass lens. And next up we have this ocular occluding device for checking monocular vision. So we can occlude one of the eyes. We have the nose bridge here, just resting, and we can observe the vision in the patient's right eye to begin with. Complete blockout. And bringing this down, we also have some pinhole vision testing capabilities. And just by rotating the occluder, we can check monocular vision in the left eye quite easily. Then we can check pinhole vision as the patient looks through one of the tiny apertures in the cover. And speaking of lenses, we have an uncut bifocal lens here. This is an uncut bifocal lens, and looking at the details, the distance portion at the top there is a plano powered lens, so no prescription at the top. and the bifocal segment that the patient reads through by looking down the lens has a power of +3 diopters. The bifocal segment is +3 diopters, so it provides some magnification for the patient, some magnification. And there is the distance part. And this particular bifocal is a D28 bifocal. The refractive index of the material is 1.5. It is 1.5. And finally, we have these magnification cards, which are very lightweight and very thin. So the patient can hold the magnifying card at the bottom here, and they can easily hold with one hand, and it will provide them with some additional magnification for reading. Additional magnification for their reading. So that is the first magnifying card. The protective case there. And the final magnifying card is housed in this plastic sheet for protection. And very similar to the first one, we have a gripping section at the bottom here. Gripping section. And the patient may want to enhance their reading, as to provide some extra magnification to help with their near tasks. So that is the effect of the magnifying device there. So I'm glad you've got to see some new optical equipment from the laboratory and the clinic. Now stay tuned for a video with the 20 diopter double aspheric lens, which you will be seeing very shortly.